Y'all, how are you? Welcome back. Jackson M. Haskell back again. So the quick announcement is that the video coming on the 12th, we're actually talking about Unfinished Business Update, December 2023, which is really cool. I'm seriously super excited for that, and that this video coming on the 11th. We're talking about Let's Talk Horror, and I'm pleased to say that the next Let's Talk Horror will be coming on the December 16th, so it's only like 5 days away. 5 days away, which is really cool. We're talking about Saw 5 then, which really good. I'm super excited, and yeah. And that this Let's Talk Horror talking about on the 11th, we're actually talking about The House that Dripped Blood, which is a British horror film released in 1971. It's a British anthology, which is cool. And let's talk about it. Here we go. So, House of Drip Blood was released in 1971. It was directed by Peter Duffel. I don't know if I've ever heard of Duffel before. But Christopher Lee, really, really famous actor, called him the Great Britain's most underrated director. Partners in Crime, Inside Out, Caught on a Train, King of the Wind, Experience Preferred, but not essential. This was his second film, and he got a lot of famous people for this film. At least two people I really recognize, being a huge fan of stuff. This was written by two guys, Robert Bloch. Robert Bloch, really interesting guy. Lasted 60 years in he's a writer. Permanent crime, psychological horror, and fantasy, which much has been dramatized for radio, TV, and cinema. Really interesting guy. Really good. You would probably know him because of one thing, I would say. Primarily, he actually wrote the book Psycho, which I hope to cover her Let's Talk Books after Goosebumps is finished. He was president of the Mystery Writers of America. Just a lot of really interesting stuff. The Couch Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Really, really famous story. Nightwalker. Journey to Midnight, Asylum, Return of Captain Nemo, the Psycho movie in 1998 with Vince Vaughn, Cat Creature, just a lot of iconic stuff, you know. But yeah, and the other writer, because I want to talk about both, because I feel like it's so important. Like, if we have Russ Jones, really, I don't know if I've heard of him personally. He was known as the creator of the magazine Creepy by Warren Publishing. He is notable for a significant milestone in comic history by proving that there was a readership eager to read graphic novels, graphic stories in black and white compared to color. He was in the Marines, which is cool. Castle of Frankenstein he worked on. And Salton Sea. Some of his pictures were shown as novel graphic artist, which is really cool. Let's talk about there's two producers. I only know one of them, so I'm going to talk about them. Max Rosenberg, really interesting guy. He helped found Amicus Productions with Milton Sabelski. They are the producers for this. Max, known in the horror genre for sure. Rock. Tales from the Crypt he worked on. The movie Land Time Forgot, People That Time Forgot, Lad a Dog, Doctor Who and the Daleks, a lot of really interesting stuff. And his production company was active between 1962 and 1977. They produced The Skull, which is a Robert Bloch, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors, Doctor Who and the Daleks, The Terranauts, House of Drip Blood, People That Time Forgot, a lot of films, which is really cool. So yeah, now it's talking to the actors. This should hopefully be really quick. Like I said, this is an anthology. Yeah, Framework, which is one of the segments. Method for Murder. Framework Part 2, Waxworks. Framework Part 3, Sweets to a Sweet. I know a lot of these stories I forgot to mention from it were taken from books like Weird Tales, and a lot of stuff from like the show Monsters, for example, and Tales from the Crypt were taken from these, so it's kind of cool seeing it. The Cloak, and that's it. Let's talk about the actors, because there's some interesting people. You have John Bennett, English actor. I don't know who he is personally. I don't really know a lot of English films, to be honest. We have a lot of actors, but some of these actors we're going to talk about, really famous. Denholm Elliott, supporting role in Trading Places, a private function, Defense of the Realm, which is cool. Tom Andrews, for his appearance in the movie The Great Escape, and as Daniel Fogarty in several series of the London Line. Really well-known guy. Peter Cushing. We talked about him before, actually, on this. A lot of Hammer films. I know him from Star Wars a lot, too, as he plays Grand Admiral Tarkin. We have, Josh Ackland, Sir Josh Ackland, I believe. White Mischief as Jock Delves Broughton, which is cool. Wolf Morris, Ilmet by Moonlight, which is cool. Let's talk about the other probably headline actor in this. We got Christopher Lee, Sir Christopher Lee, Count Dracula, people would know him for. Francisco Scaramanga, and I believe it was James Bond, but James Bond film. Count Dooku, Saruman in The Hobbit, and Lord of the Rings trilogy. Just a really heavy hitter in the horror, just genre in general. Hugh Manning, Reverend Donald Hinton in the Emmerdale Farm, 1977-89. Sullivan Brothers, which is really cool. Carlton Hobbs played Sherlock Holmes in 80 radio appearances in a series of Sherlock Holmes radio dramas from 62 to 69. He also Starred in Swords of Honor, which was a radio adaptation of Evelyn Waugh, which is cool. And let's talk about the last three. Ingrid Pitt. I've heard of her before. Known for her works in the horror genre in the 70s. Dr. Vizago, really iconic film right there. Vampire Lovers, Asylum, The Asylum, Sea of Dust, The Wicker Man, the original, which is cool. So that's probably one of our more iconic roles. That's just an iconic movie in general. Albert Jeffrey Balin, roles of William Shakespeare in portraying the title character of a show, Catweasel, where he plays Catweasel. I've never heard of that show. I'm guessing it's a British show for kids. But, Crowman in Wurzel's Wombridge, and Magic Randall in Watch, which is cool. The last person, Jonathan Lynn. My Cousin Vinny, Nuns on the Run, The Clue, and The Whole Nine Yards. He also created and co-wrote the television series Yes Minister, which is really cool. I'm seriously super excited, and like I said, the video, coming on the 12th, Unfinished Business. Hope y'all enjoy. Bye-bye.